Hello guys and welcome. Today we are discussing the Invicta Pro Diver quartz. And I would say this is actually a cheap watch. I guess it would retail for like 70 or $80 or euro for that matter. And let's just take a closer look. Let's remove this pillow right there and let's have a look at it. What we have is a PVD coated steel case, which is actually mirror polished on the flank of the case and brushed on the front. We have a screw down crown with crown guards. So to operate the watch, you just unscrew it, rotating counterclockwise like so. You hear a click, and now if you go pulling once, it will, I just pulled twice. Okay, pulling twice will just set your time. It's a very smooth operation. And then pulling once, you set your date. Date window is at 3 o'clock with this beautiful cyclop lens, magnifying cyclop hands. This is actually an homage to a Rolex Submariner, I believe. You can say that. Everything is a telltale. The bezel, the shape of the case, reminding of an oyster case. The dial is a sunburst, beautiful gray or gunmetal, I would call it. Which is actually the color of the case. If you look at it, I wouldn't say this is really black. It's more like a gunmetal gray, dark gray color. And getting back to the dial, the hour markers are reminiscent of the nipple dial hour markers in a Rolex, in a vintage Rolex. Now the back of the case is actually a screw-in case, and it is this is a 200-meter water-resistant watch. Now the bezel is a unidirectional bezel. I'm not too sure, but I would think this is a 60 clicks bezel as opposed to 120 that you would find in a Rolex Submariner. I think the bezel action is quite precise. Okay, it's just not much play as one might have guessed. Let's have a look at the leather band here. It's a gray color. Not very interesting. I like those rivets here. They remind me of a pilot watch as opposed to a diver, which is what this watch is. This is 40 millimeter. I think it's, I believe, a 40 to 41 mil case. I wouldn't call it a 42. I think it's 40 to 41. What I do like about this watch is actually the dial. It's a gray sunburst color. It's very appealing to me, and the hour markers are reminiscent of a nipple dial in a vintage Rolex. It's very legible, I would say, and finish is pretty good. I'm happy with the finish. Let me give you guys wrist shot. I have 17 centimeter wrist, and that is 7 inches for you not familiar with the metric system. So it wears like a sub. It's a 40 to 41 millimeter watch, and it looks like almost like a sub, wears like a sub, no more nor less. I think it's a good look. It's cheap, of course. Nobody's denying that. It's not a Rolex, but it's a good look. So I'm wrapping this one up. If you like this review, please like and subscribe. That's all for this one. See you next time. Bye.